Hi everyone, it's Debbie. Thank you for coming back to watch my video. If you've been on my channel, you know that I just released 2 videos in the past couple days. I'm trying to get caught up. So today I'm going to do a flip through of this journal from January to June of 2023. And basically what I do is I just flip the pages and talk about the journal and my process. I don't really talk about what's on the page because you can pretty much tell what it is when you look at the picture. First off, I use an A5 Seven Seas Crossfield journal from nanamipaper.com, and you can see that their data right here. Seven Seas Crossfield A5, 480 pages, nanamipaper.com, and it's a dot grid notebook. I'm going to start with January. So this is uh, 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. If you're not familiar with Tomoe River paper, it's Japanese paper made specifically for fountain pens. It also takes watercolor beautifully, as you can see where I've watercolored on it. And I also love the crinkle of the pages as you turn them. Oh, one thing I did want to mention at the start of this video, if you've watched any of my other journal flips recently, you'll notice that this sounds a little familiar. This is the same explanation that I go through for all of my journal flips. I talk about the journal and the process and all that. So if you want, you could turn your volume down and just listen to some music or something as I flip. I don't really want to do the ASMR thing because there might be new people that are looking at my journal and want to know, what they're looking at. But yeah, so that's what's going on here. The cork cover is from Documented Journey, Bree at Documented Journey, and I'll put a link for this down below. It is cork, it's not leather, and it wears really well. I've had cork covers for a couple years now, and I really like them. And they're not as expensive as leather. They can be a little pricey, but they're really nice. And I've also actually made one myself. I ordered just like a yard or half a yard or something of cork fabric, if that's what you want to call it, and made my own journal before too. The monthly tabs here are also from Etsy. If I can find them, I will leave a link for them as well. I've been doing this type of journaling for the past 8 years, and I've used this type of book for the past 7 years. I used a different type of journal before, and I've also used a Hobonichi. But I really like just starting out with a blank journal and customizing it to my needs. For example, these are stamps. I stamp my own dates on here, and then on the planner pages here, this is all stamps, and I draw the grid in and all that kind of stuff. This is my favorite kind of paper to journal and watercolor on. I don't use any other kind of paper for a journal, for this kind of a journal. I really like the Tomoe River paper. And I'm anxious to get some of the Sans Zen paper and see how that works out. I start every month with a 2-page calendar, as you saw, for example, this one. Layout, and I just do a page a day for every day of the year. And as you see, I add a lot of embellishments to my pages. I usually draw something in the morning and then journal about my day at the end of the day. The drawings rarely relate to my journaling. It's just what my journaling is usually just what I did that day, or maybe the price of gas or the price of milk at the grocery store or something like that. Nothing too exciting. And I don't journal about my feelings or, anything sensitive that anybody would have trouble reading. I have another journal that is just writing that I use for that. And those journals are just for my eyes. They're not for anybody else. I'm hoping that someday my daughters will want these journals from me. That's my plan, is to have them passed on to them after I'm long gone. And I hope they'll appreciate all the artwork and, seeing my handwriting and things like that, and seeing, what was life like in 2023 or whatever. I write on the pages. I add drawings. I add pockets, photos, ticket stubs, flyers for workshops, magazine cutouts, receipts, you name it. It goes in my journal. And that's why it ends up getting so chunky. You can see how chunky this one ended up being. This journal, when you start out new with it, is about this thick. Not very thick, but then it does get pretty fat. I meant to pull out a blank one and show it to you, but I didn't get that ready. Maybe for the next journal. I almost always use watercolor on my pages, although sometimes I just leave them in pencil or I'll color them with a colored pencil. And I sometimes do lettering with different types of inks, um, pens, markers, things like that. My favorite pen to journal with is this Platinum Procyon with a medium nib. I don't know if you can see that. I like the platinum pens because the medium nibs are a little bit finer than other pens, but not quite as fine as a fine nib. I used to use the Uniball Signo pens, but when I discovered fountain pens, I decided I liked writing with them a lot better. And I only use black ink in my journal. In my journaling journal where I just write only in that journal, then I use different colored inks, and I rotate through all my fountain pens in that journal. Setting up this kind of a daily practice really improves your drawing and lettering skills. I do this every single day. I haven't missed a day in 8 years, over 8 years. Sometimes I won't feel like doing it, so maybe I'll do the picture in the morning and then I won't journal until the next day or late that night or something like that. But I've documented every single day of my life for the last 8 years. Not that my life is all that interesting, but you never know. And it's a routine that I've gotten into, and I enjoy doing it. I've seen a big improvement in my drawing and painting since I started this 8 years ago. And someday I might show some of my old journals as comparison, or you can go back on this channel and look at some of my early journals. I don't write anything private or sensitive on these pages. Like I mentioned before, these journals are for my daughters, and they're just, about my day and what things were like. I'm hoping that someday future generations will inherit these and will enjoy looking at them. I really enjoy looking back on my pages and sometimes have to refer to them when I'm looking to see when did a specific incident occur, or what did we do on this day or whatever. So that's kind of fun to look back on. It's a great way to keep track of your memories. A lot of people say they don't have the time or discipline to do this every day. You can write or draw whenever you want. It doesn't have to be an everyday thing. And don't burden yourself by insisting that you do it every day if that's not the best thing for you. I do it for me because that's what I like to do. I like having I like documenting every day of my life. It's just what works for me. I look forward to starting a new page every day. Some people use this book just for drawing and they don't even journal in it. I did want to let you know that I've had some changes in my life. I started my business, Beach Life Art, in January. I sell cards and reproductions of some of my artwork. I'll put my Instagram link below. You can see some of the cards that I'm selling. And also, I'm selling at a local store, Lighthouse Paper Company in Melbourne, Florida, if you're interested in going down there and seeing some of the work that I have down there. That's about all that I had to say about this, but it looks like I still have a month to go through, so I'm not really much of a talker, so I might just be a little bit quiet, and as things come up, I'll mention something about what we're looking at. Those of you who don't know me, a little bit about myself. I worked for NASA for 33 years. I was an aerospace engineer. My biggest achievements were working on the Space Lab program and on the International Space Station program. I retired in 2015, and that's when I discovered my love for art. Although I did do a lot of crafty things in earlier years, um, I discovered watercolor in 2015, and I've never looked back. It's something that I really enjoy doing. And then here, this is June. This is the last month that we're going to cover. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I don't know if I've mentioned already, but my goal is to get up to 500 subscribers on my channel. I'm slowly working my way there. I'd like to get there this year, and I'm planning to do a giveaway when I get to that point. Probably some art or journaling supplies. We'll just see what it is. So kind of watch this space to see when that might happen. And other upcoming videos, this week I'm going to the Orlando Pen Show, and so I'm sure I will be buying things from there. So watch my channel for a haul video from the pen show. I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe to my channel, so again I can reach the 500 subscribers. And that's it until I get done with the month of September and can film another 3-month flip through. I really appreciate taking time out of your day to watch my video. Please send me any comments that you have about my process, my pages, about me, anything you want. I'd love to hear your comments or questions. And again, I appreciate you taking your time to watch this, and have a great day.